Hi, today I'm going to tell you how William Shakespeare influenced culture. William Shakespeare is often called a genius, and it really is. And first of all, he influenced the theater. Shakespeare plays had a great influence of the subsequent development of the theater. Not only did he create some of the most revered plays in European literature, Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear are considered among the greatest plays in the world, but he also changed the English theater by expanding the use of characters, plot, language, and genre. Particularly in plays like Hamlet, Shakespeare integrated the characters with the plot, so that if the protagonists were different in any way, the plot would change drastically. In Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare combined tragedy and comedy, creating a new genre of romantic tragedy. Before Shakespeare, romance was not considered a plot worthy of tragedy. Through his monologues, Shakespeare showed how play could explore characters' inner motivation and conflicts. Earlier monologues were often used by playwrights to introduce characters, convey information, provide a narrative, or reveal plans. What about literature? Literature lets delve into the history and biography to find the information you need. How did his genius develop? Let's look at the poems and comedy of love. Undoubtedly, the spring writer had to meet a modern, privileging taste of the public, democratic, and secular. These tastes are gently demanded poetry in spirit of the Italian Renaissance and dramatic chronicles from Russian history. Shakespeare becomes at first the author of historical plays as well as poems, sonnets and comedies based on Italian short stories. These are the two main streams of his work, by no means open to them, but imposed of him by modern literature and the public. I think that's all about freedom and open feelings of the characters that Shakespeare developed. Thus he made the strategy more realistic. After that, new authors began to take similar techniques such as Thomas Hardy, Charles Dickens, and William Faulkner, Herbal Merville. This is how Shakespeare showed his influence on literature. Music. Shakespeare's plots and image powerfully influenced the music of modern times. The process began in the 17th century and continues to these days. In this temporal field, the 19th century becomes the climax in the embodiment of the Shakespeare in the art of music. Naturally, numerous English composers were the first to turn to Shakespeare, but their compositions did not always correspond to the aesthetic level of the work of genius playwrights. In the 17th century, in England, music for the Virginal prevailed, which was based on Miller's song intonation, images of folk talk, folk art, as the virginal kind of Harsey chord was very popular in everyday music making, thanks to its muffled, refined sound and gentle timbre. The spirit of the English Renaissance, the era of Marlowe and Shakespeare, was reflected in their work. An era that carried a powerful incentive for the democratization of art. They were attracted by image of folk life, and for their time they splendidly captured them in the music of their suites and variation cycles, which combined the wonderful Frenches of folk tunes with brilliant aptitude texture of the correct play. Psychology can also become a conclusion about its influence. We can observe how Shakespeare followed the trends, he kept up with the times, thus he attracted the interests of listeners and readers. Remember also the moments associated with love. Looking at the plot of his work, readers and listeners immediately remembered whether they had something similar. Indeed, there are many similarities with the plot of the life of an ordinary person. Each of us can find ourselves in the works of Shakespeare. This is how William Shakespeare influenced the culture. Thank you for the watching. Goodbye.